After having a great junior season, Trevion Williams has taken a bit of a backseat this year to Zach Edey. And even though he's been coming off of the bench this year, he's still a super good NBA prospect, and I think he can shock a lot of people in the NBA. So in today's video, I'll be looking at a couple of his strengths, and also my comparison for him and the team I think he would fit well on. But before I get into it, please make sure to subscribe and also like this video. Williams is a 6'10", 255-pound center that is very strong. And this season, he's been averaging 12 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists per game on only 20 minutes a night. Even though his stats aren't spectacular, for only playing 20 minutes per night, he really fills up the stat sheet. And while only playing this limited amount of time, it's shown that he's able to produce with very little minutes. The first thing that makes him a really good NBA prospect is his ability to finish around the rim. He has one of the best hook shots in college basketball, and he's really good at backing down his defenders and then using this shot over top of them. He's able to make tough shots look easy, and he scores with amazing efficiency. And if you've watched any Purdue basketball games this year, you've definitely seen that his hook shot he has perfected. And with his giant size, he's able to back down defenders really easily and create space. And even though most NBA centers will be bigger and stronger than the defenders he's facing right now, I still think he'll be able to use his moves to get his open looks. And he's also really good at getting to the rim and using his moves to either get a dunk or an easy layup. He's also really mastered his footwork, and he's able to use his pivot foot to an advantage and just create advantages on defenders. And even though he's a great finisher around the rim, the most impressive part about his game is probably his playmaking ability. You don't see a whole lot of centers being able to pass as well as him, but Williams' passing ability is exceptional, and he's able to find his teammates at just about any point. And based off the impressive passes that he's able to make, you can tell he has a really good IQ for the game. His passing ability at the center spot reminds me of Nikola Jokic from the Denver Nuggets. Another thing he does exceptionally well is his ability to rebound. He uses his strength to his advantage, and he's able to box out defenders for almost every rebound. Even though it seems like every center should be able to rebound, it seems like some centers are just able to do it better than others. And Williams does a really good job of tracking down the ball on offensive rebounds and also blocking out. And these offensive rebounds are really beneficial because it leads to more possessions. Even though he has a lot of strengths that he uses really well, he also does have a pretty big weakness to his game. The biggest concern to his game is his athleticism. When watching his game, you can tell he's not the fastest center, and he also doesn't have the best hops either. And I could see this becoming a problem when he has to guard faster centers that are big and strong. This can lead to centers being able to spin off of him and get to spots before he can. But even though a lot of centers use their athleticism well in the NBA, a lot of centers also aren't very athletic. So I'm not saying that he's going to have to increase his athleticism by a lot, but in the NBA, he's going to have to get a little bit faster. And I don't see this being a super hard fix for him. When he gets to the NBA, I'm sure they would develop him a little bit on that. My comparison for Trevion Williams' game is Steven Adams and Nikola Jokic. Now, I know these two players play very differently, but I think he's kind of a combination of both of them. He's similar to Jokic from his passing ability and also his finishing around the rim. And then he reminds me of Steven Adams from the way he's able to rebound and also body other players from his strength. I think the best team for him to land at would be Golden State. Even though the Warriors have Kevon Looney and also James Wiseman, I think Trevion Williams could go in and maybe carve out like the backup center role. And he's a perfect player for any team that's trying to compete for a championship to get. He's an older player that already makes really good decisions and doesn't waste a whole lot of possessions. He'd be the perfect player to add to Golden State's roster because he doesn't need really any developing. Instead, he would go in ready to compete for a championship. Well, that'll just about do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and if you made it this far, make sure to comment and leave a like.